Good evening and welcome to Straight Talk with Mildred Crump. I am so happy that you took time out of your schedule to be with us. As you know, we discuss issues of relevance to the great city of Newark. And guess what? You're going to be really happy when you finish watching this show on tonight. I have some very special guests. Some you know, but some you're going to learn about. And it's going to be a very interesting subject. I want to tell you just a quick joke that I shared with my guests. I know about as much about sports as one can put into a thimble. And everybody knows how small a thimble is. When my son Larry was approximately 17 years old, he was down in the basement doing something. And I called him and I said, Larry, come upstairs. I need you to do something for me. And he said, okay, just a few minutes. And a few minutes passed and I had to go back to the door of the basement, shout down, Larry, I need you to come upstairs because I need you to do something for me. Well, if you lived in my household where I grew up and in the household where I raised my children, 3 strikes, you're out. I went to the door. I said, either I come down or you come up. And he said to me, oh, mommy, please. He said, I'm watching the football game. I said, well, what inning is it? I hope you laughed because it's really a standing joke about how much I know about sports. I love the rah-rah, the rally, but the mechanics of the game somehow escape me. But these 3 people who, especially 2, not leaving you out, Jeffrey, but the 2 ladies have given me new inspiration to make certain that I get my own information up to snuff. And so having with us this evening, we have a legend, a living legend. And Vanessa Watson is the phenomenal coach that led Shabazz to how many?
10 state titles.
10 state titles.
5 tournament champions.
5 tournament champions.
All right, that's the result.
When she walks down the street, people bow and genuflect. And I do the same thing. And they recently had a rally or a march for something. And I made sure that I did when I saw Miss Watson, I said, hey, I wanted her to see me there. Little did she discover how much I knew or did not know at the time. Our next guest is Jeffrey Brown, who is an administrator for an organization. I'm going to let the founder of the organization tell you about it. But Jeffrey is the director of operations. We invited him to be with us. I actually met Marsha through Jeffrey. Yes, at a church picnic.
Yes.
That's
right.
it.
That's right.
So you never know where you're going to meet someone who's going to have an impact on your life. Last but not least, sitting directly and immediately to my left is the lady of the hour, Marsha Blount. She is the owner of a basketball franchise. Is that the right phrase?
That's correct.
Is that almost right?
That's right.
Of a basketball franchise. Until I met Marsha, I never even thought of the possibility of a female becoming the owner of a franchise. To me, that's a guy thing, you know. Except for Miss Watson.
All right.
Group. I mean, they're different. They're the creme de la creme.
Yes.
Everybody knows who they are.
Yes.
You know the thing between her and Rutgers ladies basketball team.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, and I know I'm going to get some calls tomorrow. Other than that, there is no other female basketball team. Right. So we're going to start with you. How did a nice, cute-looking lady like you get into the business of owning a basketball franchise? Tell us the name and how you came about the name and some of the conversations that you and I have had in the past.
Okay, so first of all, the name of the team is the Jersey Express.
Yes.
We're part of the historic ABA. And the team that you speak of is a men's professional basketball team. Okay. So I am a owner of a men's professional basketball team. And how it came about is I played basketball.
Okay.
It put me through college. I've traveled the world through this game. And I was afforded the opportunity to meet the CEO of the ABA itself. And here I sit 8 years later. I will tell you that we originally started in 2005 as the Newark Express.
Okay.
And once the NBA decided with the Nets that they were leaving our wonderful state, we then changed the name to the Jersey Express.
Right.
So we are part of the fabric of the city of Newark.
I have to tell you another little joke. When you say ABA, I don't think of American Basketball Association.
Yes.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
I'm a bridge player. That's also the American Bridge Association. So here again, come on, help me get up to snuff, everybody. You know, there is a world outside of the one in which I live. She mentioned that she was a basketball player. You have been an inspiration, Vanessa, to so many young women. You've turned their lives around. I mean, you've just been there for them.
Yes.
And I've had the opportunity to even have a face-to-face conversation with some who have said, had it not been for you, I don't know where they themselves would be. So how did you become this larger than life?
You know,
How did you start out?
It was actually the upbringing of coaches that I myself had right here in Newark. And I could say that same thing about them. Had it not been for them, I would not be where I am. You know, they took interest in, you know, just helping children, first of all, and playing basketball. You know, coaches were there, whether it was a basketball coach, a football coach, and everybody just trying to help you.
You played football?
I didn't play, but the other coaches.
I just wanted okay.
But other coaches, you know,
Yes.
coaches are just coaches. So, you know, I could be a basketball coach and you can be a runner, and I could say, hey, you know what, I know somebody.
Okay.
So, you know, you get that in that athletic arena. And there were those coaches who said, hey, I'm going to make sure you're okay and put you in the right places and make sure you went on to college and things like that. So that was instilled in me. And, you know, I went and I played and got the best out of basketball, was able to get an education, and then return back home and be offered opportunities to help others.
Yes.
So they put me in that position, and I just felt like that is what they instilled in me. Now I'm going to pass it on. And it's been a lot of years of that, and going the extra yard for our children and trying to help them through the game, and it's been working real well.
Do you have other members of your family who are athletic or?
Actually, no.
No? As a role model.
Yeah, I didn't have a brother or sister who played, you know, basketball. You know, they could get out and, you know, but not competitively in high school or college. You know.
Okay, it's always nice to learn that athletic ability is not limited just to the brawn, but it also includes the brain, because both of you have indicated that you were able to secure a college education.
Exactly.
So that's an important
Exactly.
thing. You don't have to separate the two. The brain is the brain and the brawn is the brawn, and never the twain shall meet, you know, that kind of thing. So the man in the middle, not in the mirror, the man in the middle.
Yes.
How does it feel to be involved with such an, I guess, eclectic mix of people, you know, of all different ages, I do believe ethnicities as well?
Yes.
Because we saw some of the young men. But as director of operations, what is your primary role? And also, I should have asked Vanessa about her new role with Jersey Express. So remind me to come back to that.
First, it's an honor to be on your show.
It's an honor for me to have you to come.
Thank you. Thank you. As being director in operations, it's always a pleasure to see that we can touch so many lives and give opportunity, as you heard from both the owner and the coach of the Expressions, that if it wasn't for school, education, and the ability of playing sports, that it took them to college, and they also came back to give to the community. I think it's wonderful when we become professional, or we become to a point where we have that status where people look up to us as role models, that we come back to where we was born or raised, or to schools to help others get out of a situation. The Jersey Express is more than basketball, and this is what we try to cultivate in our system with the ABA and with now the WABA, is to come back home, come into communities, stimulate the communities by bringing players that went to college, females that went to college that didn't make it into the pro league, and have an opportunity to come back. The Jersey Express is doing community events, just to let people know that we're not only a basketball team, but we're a community team. We're here to help, and that's what I think basketball is supposed to be like. I think that's what a pro team or a franchise is supposed to do. If you come into a city, you're supposed to give back to the city, to give opportunities to everyone, no matter what color you are or what your background may be, but give you an opportunity to reach your dreams. And we have a Big Brothers, a Big Sister program. We have a lot of programs that we have in our system. We have a slogan that we say, Jersey Express, jump on the train, because we're more than just a basketball team.
Oh, that's great. You mentioned that you just highlight one program that you have where you reach out to young people.
We have a mentor program, which we're going to schools and we try to talk to counselors or principals to say, which student you think need one-on-one time. We did a summer camp, a basketball camp, and one of the counselors has told us that there was a young man that was having family issues. So what we did, we let him come into our practice. We made him feel part of a family. He was helping with the jerseys. He was running the back. He was like a ball boy, or whatever he felt more involved, because he was showing his friends that, you might pick on me out here or I might have a problem, but I'm with a professional team. I found love. I found someone that accept me for who I am. And it turned his life around, because he started feeling more important. He started saying, like, in a sense, he had a job. We gave him T-shirts. We gave him TV time. We let him sit with the players. The players signed his jersey, and it just made him feel accepted. And I think that's what a lot of youth is not feeling this time, and that's why you have the gang violence, because that's the only people that's really showing them love. And I think with the Jersey Express, and as we come back to Newark, and our ultimate goal is to get into the Prudential Center now that we have men and women that would fill that void, that would stimulate the economy to bring job opportunities in the city of Newark, which is a great city.
Your prescription for success is probably as close to what we need to do to solve some of our problems with gangs. You actually describe what's missing in their lives.
Yes.
I go to any number of community organizations, community CBOs, as they're called, or nonprofits. And the number one discussion about solving the pandemic effects of violence in our community is sports. Do you think that's true?
I agree 100%. And I just want to add something to what Mr. Brown stated. The young man that he speaks of, to this day, he attends each of our practices. He now works out with the players. And when the young men come that attended the camp with us in the facility that we use right here in the city of Newark, he helps instruct them.
Oh, wow.
So he's part of the organization now. And he's absolutely right. It has changed him. It has changed him. We take him home after practice because we also want to make sure that he's safe. So if he's a part of us, he's part of our family.
Great.
And that's our goal. We are part of, one of the things that we stress is that we're a part of the community that we play in.
Is that true in pro ball?
Is
that same outreach true in pro ball? And I'm going to say my sister, who was also a councilwoman in Ohio, lives right outside of Cleveland, loved the ground that LeBron James walked on. In fact, the introduction to basketball through my sister, through him, is probably one of the reasons I may watch a snippet, and then when he left Cleveland and went to, I think, the Miami Heat or somebody.
Yes.
I was going to say the
That's
Miami
very good.
Hot.
That's very good.
Because that's how much. I tell you, the Miami hot. Thank you, Lord, for the heat. Someone looks so ignorant. So I guess going back to what the question was, without all the little editorials, is that true in pro ball?
Well,
Or is it?
we can't
is it
speak
about
for
the dollar?
any other organizations, but for us, it matters. As Vanessa shared her experience, my experience, and the programs that Jeff has us running. It matters to us, and maybe that's what makes us different. And with the new introduction of the WABA and having the opportunity to bring on Coach Watson,
Yes.
we feel blessed, quite honestly.
Oh,
I know
absolutely.
personally, I feel, sitting here, with you and having them here, helping, because we work together.
Okay.
This is tremendous, and I think this is a wonderful time for not only the Express and the new Jersey Expressions women's professional basketball team, but for the city of Newark, because we no longer have to ask the Nets or the New York Liberty to come to our city to provide that entertainment. We, the city of Newark, has its own professional basketball teams. So we don't need any outside entities coming in.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Okay,
It's
all
magic
right.
words. So what's your new role?
My new role.
And you're not going to leave the system, are you?
No, I'm not.
Oh, good.
I'm always able to juggle one way or another.
Okay.
Things just have a way of working themselves. Like
Okay.
God is
Yes.
good.
Absolutely.
But I am the head coach for the New Jersey Expressions team.
Okay.
It's the first time. I'm excited. When Marsha came over and she partnered with our school for the men's program, and then the talk of the women's program, I'm listening and I'm thinking, well, I just want to get my nose in there. So I'm thinking, I wonder who's going to coach, because I'll see if I can help a little bit, And then in our next meeting, she said, well, I was really thinking about you. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, and I got excited about it.
Okay.
I've been doing what I do for a long time, and people always say, are you going to go to college, or you should be in the WNBA? And I'm like, well, it's easier said than done.
Right.
But it will be a real challenge for me that I'm excited about, to coach older women. So we'll see.
All right. Not just teenagers.
Not just teenagers.
Okay. There probably is a difference in their approach and
Definitely a difference.
commitment.
Yeah, definitely. They're mature.
Right.
And they're at a point in their life where they know this is what they really want to do. They have their lives. They're young adults.